Hello, this is another flight around the Roland Park Country Club. As you can see, these are highlights of that flight. I'm starting to put highlights at the beginnings of my videos just to allow people to dip in and see a few things before possibly dipping out. If that's you, well then please hit like on your way out, the thumbs up for the YouTube video. I have sped up some of these highlight clips just because even though I'm flying in sport mode in this particular flight, it's still pretty slow and I just want to be able to help people get through it. Alright, so these are the extended clips of the flight. You'll see over there on the left with the arrow is the sport mode. You can also see the speed, which I've indicated here with the arrow. Around 30 miles an hour cutting through these trees here. As I'm a little wobbly, I'll admit, being nervous in sport mode. In sport mode, you don't have the obstacle avoidance that you have otherwise in the normal mode. Here we are going past the putting green and the Roland Park Country Club house. You can see I'm up at about 230 feet here since my takeoff point was down below. This puts some limits on how high I can actually fly and could pose a problem if I come across some trees that are higher than 400 feet. So maybe in the future, as I've mentioned in other videos, I might do some flights here that take off from a higher elevation. Now I'm heading along the boundary of this newly formed park, and I'm going to go outside the boundary here and see these big homes up on the hill before I continue to climb even higher and go up this ridge here. This is part of the Roland Avenue Ridge. I have another video that talks about how Roland Avenue goes along a ridge. Now going over the Country Club house and the putting green, and then you'll see in the lower right here a beautiful old apartment building that I lived in briefly when I had my daughter about 15 years ago. Taking a pretty hard bank here and then going to level out and do a dive down into a field. Oh, actually I think I'm going to be flying over some more houses before I do that dive. Yeah, this is my flight where I experimented with going outside the boundaries of the park just to see how the radio control signal worked, and think in the future I'll go outside the boundaries more and explore some of the beautiful homes and get a closer look at that apartment building. Now here I am about to go into a dive. In these dives the speed is controlled by the software in these. You can also see those circles down below. If anybody knows what those circles are, by all means let me know. So going into the dive here, or pulling out of the dive I should say, this is a pretty tight little field here, so I have to make a pretty hard bank. And then down at the end of the field I'm going to hop up over some trees and go into even a smaller field that has a tree in the middle of it. As I'm going up over these trees I realize, oh, I'm in sport mode, so I better be careful. So I have to make a pretty tight little turn around this somewhat circular field and then pop back up over the trees, making sure I don't clip anything. I'm not that familiar with this part of the park, so it's possible to snag trees. Plus they don't have leaves on them, so they're hard to see. This part I'm more familiar with, and these trees here I've flown up over numerous times. As I come in towards the end of my flight, you can see that my battery is about 50% burned out. Here you go. There you are, 52%. You can see the home location there. This is what I see when I'm flying, all this information. But I have another film that's being taken that does not have all the information on it. Unless I need to fly for a long time, I usually stop when the battery's around 45%. This avoids having to charge the battery up from, say, 20 or 15% up to 45%. Batteries like to be stored at that 45% level. All right, well, that ends this flight. Thanks for joining me.